Hey, what's up guys, this is Yusuf with That Tech Though, and today I have the full review of the Google Pixel. Google has finally made and launched their own brand smartphone, the Pixel, to challenge Apple head-on and provide a premium Android experience, with the hardware tailored to the software by the people who actually make it. It's not the best looking phone, in fact, it looks a bit boring, but hey, I think Google wanted to play it safe here. Now let me tell you one of the annoying things I found about this phone in terms of how it looks. There is no front-facing speaker like the Nexus 6P, and this bezel doesn't have any type of LED notification, and instead it has the usual HTC LED setup in the earpiece, which I find a bit weird. It's a clever design with a wedge shape that's thick at the top and hides any camera hump. A USB-C connector sits on the bottom of the device, providing 7 hours of juice after just 50 minutes on charge. And Google didn't show any courage here, so they kept the legendary headphone jack on the top. I'm not sure what to make of the half glass back. Some say it's to allow better signals coming through, but I would think it's purely for the design. For the first time, Google is arguing that it can make a better phone because it controls both the hardware and software. For us, the real important question is simply this: did Google take advantage of that integration to push the Pixel beyond what has been possible on other Android phones? I'd say the answer is yes. Google says it did more work optimizing touch response to make the phone feel snappier. In fact, the company claims that under a high-speed camera, it's exactly as responsive as an iPhone. I've tried many other Android flagships, from HTC to Sony, LG, Samsung, TouchWiz, but I always come back to the Nexus, and I've been using the Nexus for a very long time. And one of my favorite Nexus of all time has to be the Nexus 5. It was amazing for the price you get, the performance, and I've been waiting for a successor to that phone. And I thought the 5X would deliver that, and that wasn't the case. The 6P and the 6, they were too big for me. And finally, Google, when they released the Pixel phones, these guys were identical in specs, and this time they offered the smaller brother the exact same specs as the bigger guy. So I chose the smaller one because I just like compact phones, and I think this is the one that truly succeeded the Nexus 5. What I'm really impressed by is the software. Let's talk about the home screen. The biggest change in the launcher is now the new shortcuts, which almost mirrors Apple's 3D touch gestures, but without the need for a pressure sensitive screen. You simply just long press on an icon and you see the shortcuts. Most of Google's apps support this, and a few third-party apps also support it. Multitasking with split screen feature is also stable, as we are using the release build of Android 7.1. You get other Pixel exclusive features too, like unlimited original quality photos and videos backup to Google's Photos for free, which I use. One of the features buried in the Pixel was seamless update. Just like Chromebooks, Pixel devices will be able to download new system updates in the background, install them while they're still running, and only switch to the updated software after a reboot. So let's talk about Google Assistant. I personally don't see it as a major selling point, and that's my opinion, because I've seen Google Now and it's just a better version of it. I don't see it really taking it further than before. They talk about it being contextually aware, but I've seen Google Now probably 2 years ago on the Nexus 5 being contextually aware. So if I were to say, okay Google, who is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom?
Theresa May is the Prime Minister of United Kingdom.
Okay Google, how old is she?
She's 60 years old.
Who's better, you or Siri?
I just try to be the best me I can be.
So it does have a bit of personality, but I don't see it as a wow factor, something for you to go get just because of this. Now we know from previous Nexus phones, Google is a king in software department. Every Nexus phone that came out, it provided the most cleanest experience you can get in Android, and it was just getting better and better in each version of Android and each version of the Nexus. Now with the Pixel, they really nailed it. In Android 7.1, this is one of the most optimized devices I have used. Battery life is amazing. It has a 2770 milliamp battery. It may be small, but the way Google has optimized it, it's great. I get 5.5 to 6 hours screen on time, and the standby time is really good. There's no problem with the battery there. One area where the Nexus line used to struggle a lot has to be in the camera department, and I can say with the new Pixel phone that is not the case anymore. If anything, this has one of the best cameras, if not the best camera there is in a smartphone. DxOMark ranked it as one of the best cameras, and it's clear why. As it's very difficult to take a rubbish picture with it, my good friend Nazar went to the Peak District to take a few snaps and they look great. You can see excellent amount of fine details. Google's HDR Plus mode is fantastic, producing some of the best high dynamic range pictures I have ever seen. Like this one here is from the front camera. I haven't edited them in any way and it's straight from the Pixel. There are some lens flare seen in some of the pictures, but now it seems with the software update this will be addressed. Low light shots are pretty decent too. It's pretty clear Google wanted the camera to be exceptionally great here, and it is. Pixel is made for everyone. It's not for your developers anymore, it's not for your enthusiasts anymore. This is basically aiming for everyone. It's taking on the Galaxy series, it's taking on the iPhone directly, and obviously you can tell why. Now if you're coming from another phone, let's just say a Nexus 5, this is definitely a way to go. And cameras there on point, the speakers pretty good actually, I forgot to mention that. It's got a beautiful AMOLED display, 1080p, it's got plenty of PPI, great battery life. This is Google's first attempt at building a phone. And I can remember Hugo Barra said in Google I/O 2013.
This is a Samsung Galaxy S4 running Android 4.2 Jelly Bean with the same software experience that we ship on our Nexus devices. It's Google's take on Android and it feels really awesome on the Galaxy S4.
I don't think that was the case. This is Google's real take on Android. Anyways guys, I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up, let me know what you guys think of it, and I'll see you in the next one. And this is the review of the Google Pixel.